All right, so we're gonna go over the 2024 Volume 1 catalog. I'm doing this from my couch, seeing as I'm not going to be running trains tonight. I figured I might as well be comfortable on the couch. Our special guest is Lisa's. Lisa's going to be joining us. She might be in and out, but she's going to be joining us to look at some stuff. And I think that'll be it. All right. So now I've got I've got two screens here, so I can see the chat, but I'm not going to be looking at it constantly. So if you have any questions, you might want to wait until I specifically say if somebody has some questions. Otherwise, I might not see them. So let me change this. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, so we got the new 2024 Volume 1 catalog today. And I've had a chance, like most of you, I've had a chance to look at it. I haven't had a chance to study it in great detail, as we all do. I'll probably spend the next few weeks drooling over it and deciding what I want to order. As always, I always tell people that I never put my orders in the first day. I've already seen some people messaging saying, I went ahead and put my order in. And I'm like, I never, ever. I mean, I put my order in on the last day, and I don't know what the last day for orders is. It's probably sometime in mid-February. But I will put my order in on probably the last possible day because I'm always tweaking the order and always thinking about stuff. And as I've said before, it's not a race. If you put your order in today versus February 15th or whatever the deadline is, you're going to get them at the same time. So it's not like ordering early gets it to you any faster. So as is typical the last few years, I'm sure there's going to be tons of people doing custom runs. I'm sure Mr. Muffin is going to be doing 80,000 different custom runs, which I have mixed feelings about that. And of course, I'm going to be doing a custom run. I'm going to be doing an Eric's Trains locomotive this year. We're looking at doing a steam locomotive, and I'm going to share this with you real quick before we get started. I probably shouldn't because it's a very crude mock-up, but this is what we're working with right now. We're going to do a 460 steam locomotive, legacy steam locomotive. This is a very crude mock-up. We have sent the crude mock-up to Lionel, and Lionel will have their artists do a real mock-up that actually looks good instead of this thing. But this is just to give them something to start with. And we're probably going to tweak it and add some stuff, take away some stuff, but this is sort of just the starting point, and then we're going to go from there. You got to start somewhere, and I found that I actually, before this, I thought doing a steam locomotive would be easier than a. I thought it would be easier than a diesel. But it's actually a lot harder than a diesel. And so I'm going to let Lionel do the majority of the work because it's really hard to get in here and design this and color it right and, color all the parts right and everything. So I just put some paint in some various areas, and we send it off to Lionel, and they're going to send us what they do back, and then we'll tweak it, and we'll probably go back and forth a few times to get it how we want it. But this is a starting point, so don't judge it too harshly. I almost didn't want to show it, because you show somebody something that's not complete, and they start drawing weird conclusions. But I'm going to show it. I'm showing it to you just to show that it is in progress. And once I formally announce it, which will be when we finally get the good drawings back, then it'll look a lot better. But this is just, all this is just taking an image out of the catalog and putting it in Photoshop and throwing some colors on it. I mean, it's really, really, really crude. Anyway, so that is the that's the engine. We were going to do and we had done, we had done a few variations where the engine was all red, but I thought it looked too close to the pacemaker, especially since I think Lionel's doing a Lion Chief pacemaker in this catalog. And we'd also thought about doing a doodle bug. This was the crude mock-up for a doodle bug. But I did a poll on YouTube whether I should do diesel or steam. And the steam won out overwhelmingly. So we're going to do the steam. And I think it's time to do the steam. And the Force XO is a good option. It's not my favorite steam engine in the world. I mean, I'll be honest, but it's relatively affordable. I'd love to do a Berkshire, but the Berkshire is what, like $1,600, and I'm not going to ask people to pay $1,600 for an Eric Strains locomotive. So, the Force XO is relatively affordable. I think the pre-order price will probably be around $750, something like that. So it's within the realm of sanity, and it's not. I don't think it's asking people too much. Whereas doing a $1,500 Burke would be, I'd be excluding a whole lot of people. I'm already excluding a whole lot of people at $750, and it'd be exponentially more at $1,500. So that's where we're going. As much as I kind of wanted to do the doodle bug, but because it's so strange, and I like strange things, but I think it's time to do a steam locomotive. So, yeah. Anyway, so enough of me talking. I don't think Lisa's back yet, so we'll wait. When she comes in, I'll put her in. So let's start the catalog. Let's go to the catalog. So we got the Polar Express on the front. Obviously, they're doing the 20th anniversary of the Polar Express. And as much as I would like to order one of them, I probably won't, because I already have a scale Polar Express, and it's not something that I desperately need or anything like that. So let's skip to yeah. See, you got like that blue one right there. That thing looks great. So, as most of you know, they brought back the Hiawatha, which made me made me smile, because I did a video a few weeks ago where I did the top trains that Lionel needs to bring back, and the Hiawatha was number 1 on that list. And so, as you can imagine, I was extremely excited to see the Hiawatha back. Really, really pumped about it. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So we got the triplexes. This is nothing new. These debuted late last year. And I've already talked about this. I've ordered, between Lisa and we've ordered 3 of these. So I ordered the pilot and the superset here. And then Lisa ordered the Halloween version. So between me and her, we're gonna have 3 of these triplexes. It should be pretty cool. And yes, I say triplex. I think some people say triplex. I don't know. I like triplex. I don't care if it's wrong. Triplex sounds like some sort of open heart surgery or something. So yeah, those will be really exciting. I think those are going to show up early in 24. I hope not too early because I'm still recovering from 23, but we'll see. I do think the Triplex superset is actually a pretty good deal. It's a much better deal than the Big Boy superset was. The Big Boy superset was $4,500, and you only got 8 pieces of rolling stock. This is $4,000, and it's got 15 pieces of rolling stock. So, or is it 15, 12, 13, something like that? So it's a much better deal. And I think that's reflective overall in this catalog. I saw somebody in the chat talking about this, that the prices seem to have been a little more reasonable. And hang on a second, guys. Okay. My son just got home. So I think this catalog, they do have some, I think the prices have gotten a little bit more reasonable. I'm not going to sit here and say that the prices are great, but I think they've stabilized. Maybe that's a good word for it. Maybe that the prices have stabilized. I think there's nothing in here where you're like, oh my God, what have they done? Everything seems to be stabilized, and some things are actually not a bad deal. I'm not saying they're affordable for everybody, but I'm saying they're not a bad deal. So first up, we got the Burks. Bringing back the Burks, of course. You got to do that if you're going to bring back the Polar Express. So it makes sense to do to have the Burks in here. I've got quite a few Burks in my collection, so when I first saw they were going to do the Burks, I thought, and as a side note, this is why the catalogs are so important, because a couple of days ago, I was able to see a list of what was in the catalog, and you see a list and you say, okay, well, that's what's in the catalog. But until you actually see the pictures, you really don't know. You really can't form an opinion, and so this is an example of that, where you say, okay, they're bringing back the Burks. And at first I was like, well, I really don't need a Burk. I've got several of them. But then, of course, lo and behold, I open the catalog and I see this thing. And this thing just looks so cool. And I'm just like, oh gosh, now I'm going to have to order this. Here we go. I'm not starting off on a encouraging note. I'm already getting sucked in on page 1, and it's not even we're not even deep into the catalog. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to order this one. It's a fantasy paint scheme. I don't care. I've already got a Pierre Marquette 1225 and a Polar Express and a 785. So, I don't need any more realistic Burks. So I think I'm going to do this one. This thing looks really cool. I hope they get the blue right. Lionel and blues have been sort of a hit or miss thing lately. Well, not lately, always. They've always, you never know with Lionel and blues. Blue is one of those colors that sometimes, I don't know. I think maybe the guy in the factory is colorblind or something. But yeah, so, and the price is $1,700. So, I think that's, is it high? Yeah, it's expensive, but it's not insane. So, it is what it is. So I'm probably going to get that 777. But yeah, I'm not. They've already, it's like a drug dealer. They've already sucked me in. I'm like, oh gosh, we're only on page 15, and I'm already looking at a $1,700 engine. So, okay, then we got the H7s, and again, this is one of those things where you look at a list of what's in the catalog and you say, okay, it's a 2882, and I've already got, I think I've already got a 2882 or two in my collection, but I don't have an H7. And then you look at it and you're like, oh gosh, these look awesome. So I think I'm going to do the C&O because I love these C&O tenders. I think they're so cool looking. They look kind of like I don't know, like they're kind of cylindrical. I don't know what the name of those type of tenders is, but I'm sure somebody will say what it's called. But I love that shape of that tender. It's kind of like on the the F-19s. They have the same kind of tender. I really like the Rio Grande too with the doghouse tender, and I don't have a lot of Rio Grande in my collection, so that's sort of on the back burner maybe list. But I think I'm going to start off just with something, normal. Like I like this one, this 1553. That's off the bat. That's the one I like the most. But we'll see how it goes. Again, that's why I give myself a few weeks to think about all this stuff. Because is that called? It's called a Vanderbilt tender. Okay, yeah, I've heard that. I just forgot that's what this was. So I really like the Vanderbilt tender. I think they look really cool. And so right now I'm looking at 1553. But as I said, I like to give myself a few weeks to mull on this, and I might change my mind. You never know. So that's why it's good to just take time and sleep on it and think about stuff. But yeah, these are really cool. I really I think these look great. So, and they look really long. What's that? 30 inches. So should be a really, really nice thing. Oh, I think Lisa's here. Let me see if I can add her. There you are. Everybody say hey to Lisa. She might be in and out through the show because she's doing stuff at her house. She's coming here tomorrow night, so she's doing laundry and all that kind of stuff. She's at her house right now. Yep. And in case you don't know, I announced this to my Patreon supporters, but Lisa and I got engaged over the holidays on Christmas Day, as a matter of fact. So we're engaged. so we're now hip deep in wedding planning stuff. So anyway, so we've got the see, Lisa, I was showing him this one. This one looks really cool.
That's the one that I wanted. I was hoping you would pick and order. My train budget is, kind of blown for the year with that Vision line.
The Triplex, yes.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so now we're on to the 460s, which is what the Eric's Trains custom run locomotive is going to be. And so for that reason, I'm not going to order one of these from the catalog because I'm getting my own, so to speak. And if you didn't see it, the where is it? If you didn't see it, that's the extremely crude mock-up of the upcoming Eric's Trains Appalachian and Western 460 steam locomotive. So I'm going to be getting that, and so for that reason, I guess getting the custom locomotive saves me a little money. I don't have to get one of these 460s out of the catalog. So, and again, you can see why I got why I chose to do the 460 because it's got that price tag. So, it's $800 retail. I think the pre-order price will be around $750 or so. So it's the most reasonably priced legacy steamer in the catalog. So, and for those of you who don't know, when it comes to doing custom runs each year, you can't just tell Lionel to do whatever you want. You have to you're restricted by whatever is in the current catalog. So basically, you have to pick something that you can piggyback onto an existing product that they're already going to be making. So you can't just call them up and say, "Yeah, I want to do an Eric's Trains Allegheny." It doesn't work that way. Anyway, so 460s, these look nice. They got whistle steam this time around, which is nice. And it's just a good small steam locomotive, reasonably priced. Lionel's been pretty good about doing that in recent years, about, having a lot of expensive steam locomotives and then having one or two that are more affordable. And this is the more affordable steam locomotive for 2024. I think in 2022 or 2023 it was the Camelback. So it's nice. And they've got a 460 set as well with some matching passenger cars, which I think is really cool. This looks really sharp. I really, on the Eric's Trains custom run, I want the cylinders to be silver like that. The cylinder housing there is going to be red, but I like that silver, and so I've kind of stole that from my locomotive. And even though you can't tell, it's probably hard to tell from the half-assed rendering that I've done, but that there equals that there. So that should be a good example of how crude that rendering is. I wouldn't even call it a rendering. I would just call it a Photoshop job. So anyway, yeah, so the 460s are nice. I mean, I like the 460 because it's just one of those ones that it's not terribly fancy, but it's affordable. It's as affordable as a legacy steam locomotive is going to get. Let's put it that way. So it's nice to have it in the catalog. It's kind of the Honda Civic of steam locomotives in the catalog. You got your Rolls Royces and your Bentleys and stuff like that, and then you got your Honda Civic, which is it's going to work. It's going to get the job done. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's relatively affordable. All right, and now we got the Hiawatha's. And again, I am super excited about this. As I said before, that was number one on my list when I did the video of the top trains that Lionel needs to bring back. And I'm happy for two reasons, really. First of all, I'm ecstatic that they're actually doing it. First of all, the locomotive itself. But when I did the video about the top trains that Lionel needs to bring back, I talked about how I thought that the biggest hurdle in bringing it back would be the aluminum passenger cars, because Lionel has not done the aluminum passenger cars in many, many years. And I did not think they would bring the aluminum passenger cars back, but lo and behold, they did. And I think they did because you sort of have to. You can't do the Hiawatha without the aluminum passenger cars, because you couldn't use the 21-inch passenger cars because, number one, the 21 inches instead of 18. And number two, you can't do that platypus end on the observation car on the end. See how it sort of tapers off there? You can't do that on the or not easily on the 21-inch car. So I'm really excited that they're bringing. I think this is the biggest home run of the catalog. Not only that they're bringing the Hiawatha back, but that they're bringing back the aluminum passenger cars. That is, I know there's been a lot of people asking about those aluminum passenger cars, and I gotta tell you, I never thought we'd see him again. I never thought we'd see him again. And so now, that being said, it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes Lionel to get these made, because when they used to make the aluminum passenger cars, my understanding was that they were made in a different factory that did not do trains 100% of the time. And so they sort of had to wait until there was a window where the cars could be made. So I don't know if that's the case with these. I'll ask Ryan next week when we do the podcast. And by the way, we're doing the Miniature Models podcast. We're doing a podcast with Ryan from Lionel next week. So we're going to be asking him a lot of these questions that you guys are asking, and I'm curious how long it's going to take them to get these made, because they're not the usual passenger cars. And so wouldn't surprise me if we're sitting here a year or two from now saying, hey, when are those Hiawatha passenger cars going to show up? But we'll see. We'll see, but I don't care if it takes them 3 years. I'm just thrilled that they're back in the catalog. I mean, really, that's a small miracle there. So we got the Lionel, the locomotive of the year that they've done, which I think looks really sharp. And then we got the Hiawatha's. Now, I don't know which one of these I want to get. I don't know if I want to get number 4 or number 2. I definitely want to get one with the little, whatever that thing is on there, the Hiawatha logo. But I don't know if I'll get number 4 or number 2. I think I like and I don't know which passenger. I don't know if I'm going to get the passenger cars on these 2 pages or the passenger cars on these 2 pages. So I got to decide on that. I got to figure out, because I'm not an expert on the Hiawatha. I mean, I don't know, I don't know what goes with what. So I got to figure it out. I just like the train. I think it's a beautiful train. So, and the best part is that the Hiawatha is $1,200, which is a pretty good price, I think. Considering how expensive everything else is, $1,200. I hope it's not that low for a reason, but I hope it's just low because they already own the tooling and they were trying to keep it reasonable. But okay, so someone says the difference between 2 and 4 is that 4 has a Mars light. Well, if it has the Mars light, then I go, oh yeah, you're right. If it's got the Mars light, I got to get the one with the Mars light because more is better. So what I'm wondering, it's $1,200. I'm wondering, it looks like it's going to have those hinge doors on the front again. I hope so. Hopefully they haven't been costed out. I'm going to have to ask Ryan about that, but if it has that, I'm not sure if I haven't read this up here, but if it has the opening steam chest, the opening smoke box doors, that's going to be really cool. But yeah, $1,200. I think that's a reasonable, sane price. I think it's okay. I'm sure people are going to complain no matter what, but I'm telling you, $1,200. That's I was surprised to see that. And again, these passenger cars. Now, I think they're going to make the money you're saving, the money you're saving on the locomotive. I think you're going to pay that back on the passenger cars because the 4-pack is $1,400 and the 3-pack is $900. So you're getting the locomotive for $1,200, but then you got to pay $2,400, $2,500 for the passenger cars. So they're going to make their money back. But it's okay. I'm okay. Charge whatever you want for the aluminum cars. I'm just thrilled that they brought them back. I'm beyond excited. So that's really cool. And then they got a bunch of fantasy paint schemes too. They got hey, there's Roro. That's Lisa's dog, Roro. Here, I'll blow up. See, there's Roro. Anyway, I should probably do this view because that way it's not obstructing anything. So, and I saw some people on Discord, kind of bad mouthing this paint scheme and some of the other fantasy paint schemes, and I'm kind of like, it's a fantasy paint scheme. What do you care? I mean, it's a okay. I think these look cool. I'm not going to get one of these because I'm going to spend all my money on the Hiawatha. But I think it looks nice. I don't think it's anything to really badmouth. I mean, what's not to like about it? And this Seaboard one looks really cool too. If I had the money, I would order them both. But I don't have unlimited funds, so I can't order them both. But I think this looks really cool, and hopefully they'll sell some of them. I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of these fantasies got canceled because of a lack of orders, but we'll see. I think the UP one looks really cool. I mean, it kind of looks like that. What's that set? It's like the M10,000 or something like that. Kind of reminds me of that. I mean, I think it looks really sharp. So I'm really happy. I have zero complaints about this, about the Milwaukee, the Hiawatha, or the other fantasy schemes. I'm thrilled they're back in the catalog. So 49er paint scheme, the hot dog paint scheme, whatever you want to call it. Kind of looks like the M10,000, I think. Is it the M10,000? It's one of those. Yeah, so I'm thrilled. Let's see here. Okay, we got diesels. Before we get to diesels, maybe I'll look and see if there's any questions. Let's see here. What do you think, Lisa? Do you like I'm getting the Hiawatha, but do you like which one of these other fantasy paint schemes do you like?
I actually like the last one.
This one?
Yeah.
That looks really cool. I like the passenger cars. Those look sharp. RBP is definitely getting the hot dog. Yeah, he probably will. I think he already has the regular Hiawatha. The Hiawatha was one of those things where it was like, well, do I get one of the older sets like some people have done, or do I wait for them to do a new one? And so I kind of wanted to wait for them to do it again, so it would have legacy and whistle steam and all that kind of stuff. So, but if you already have the older one, yeah, sure, get the. If I already had one, I would probably get the hot dog 49er one. See if there's any questions. Will the Hiawatha be made of metal? And I don't know if it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be die-cast metal. It ain't going to be plastic. I'm sure about that. When we do the podcast with Ryan next week, I will. I'm sure that'll be asked. But I would imagine it'll probably be mostly die-cast metal, probably, and some sheet metal. We'll just have to see. But I'll definitely ask Ryan that next week when we do the podcast. We do these on the Miniature Models podcast. We do every time a catalog comes out. We do these podcasts with Ryan from Lionel, and sometimes it's the girl from what's the other girl from Lionel? I forget her name. Gosh, I can't remember her name. But it's usually a fun show. We get to ask a lot of questions and get clarification on things and so forth. So super excited. So someone says the Hiawatha is an aluminum body. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Again, that $1,200 price tag, I kind of, it makes me wonder. I wonder it's one of those things where you're like, I wonder why it's so low. Cause I could totally see them charging $1,600, $1,800 for this. And so the fact that it's $1,200 makes me wonder. So I just want to ask Ryan and get some clarification on what the construction will be and so forth, and see if they've costed out anything, to get that price down. I don't know. I hope not, but we'll find out. Either way, it's going to be really cool. Let's see here. All right, so let's get to the diesels. And there's some diesels that I really like in here, and some hard choices are forthcoming for me. So we've got the GP9s, which I think some of these look. I love this Bangor and a Roostuk one. I would just get it because, I mean, like I do most things, just because it looks kind of cool. On the other hand, Lisa's from Minnesota, so maybe we'll get this one for her. Minneapolis and St. Louis. These look great. I like the Pensy one with the antenna on top. And the price, it's $5.99, so hopefully it's going to have nice detailing on it and stuff. Misprint, yeah. They might do that. And then we've got, I think these are really cool, these Super Base GP9Bs. And I think that's like a porthole window or something, isn't it? But like, that looks cool. I've never seen anything like that before. I'm sure some people have, but I haven't. I think that is super cool. And I'm definitely getting one of these GP9Bs. Now, that being said, I might, rather than getting one of these, I might get the Atomic Energy Glow in the Dark set, which I'll show you in a few minutes, which has the GP9. So we'll come back to this. But yeah, this porthole window GP9B thing, this is really, I mean, I really like these. And so I will definitely be ordering one or more of these. Which ones I have yet to decide, but I'm going to try to pressure Lisa into ordering this one. And by the way, we decided that for our wedding, we're going to register at Lionel. So that's where our registry will be. Let's see here. That's a joke. I'm just kidding. I can't tell you. Is there a section dedicated to 2 TV shows? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so moving on. So yeah, I like these GP9s a lot. And I'll come back to those in a minute when we get to the Atomic Energy set. The ES44s, back again, the old standby. Everybody loves the ES44s, including me. And as Lionel told us, they're going to be doing more of they're bringing back more of the Norfolk Southern Heritage fleet. Fortunately for my wallet, I've already got most of these. The only one I don't have is the N&W. So I will be ordering this one. But the other ones I already have from the last time that Lionel did these. So my wallet was happy about that. And I always love to get a Canadian Pacific ES44. I might get one of those. I can't help it. I love Canadian Pacific. In case you can't tell, the Appalachian and Western stuff is influenced by a Canadian Pacific. But everybody loves ES44s. Lionel told the last time we did the podcast for 2023. And by the way, if you've never listened to the Miniature Models podcast, do yourself a favor and do it, especially when we do these Lionel catalog shows, because you can hear us talking to Ryan and the folks at Lionel, asking the questions you guys want us to ask, and getting a lot of clarification on these models. And not only do you get a lot of clarification on the models, but you also get an insight into how Lionel thinks about stuff and how they play in their catalogs and what they're going to be doing in the future. And so a lot of the stuff that a lot of the knowledge that I have, I get from those podcasts. Like, for instance, the fact that Ryan said that they usually alternate ES44s and SD70s. So they're doing ES44s in this catalog. In the next catalog, they will do SD70s again, because those are so popular. They do one or the other in every catalog. So ES44s here, SD70s in the next catalog. And so, and when they do the SD70s again, they're going to do more. They're going to continue to roll out more of the heritage fleets, and I'll pick more of those up. So it's nice having that predictability in the catalogs when you say, okay, I want an SD70 from Lionel. It's not in this catalog. All I have to do is wait for the next one because they'll be in the next one, or vice versa for the ES44s. Another thing we learned from the podcast is that, when it comes to the Vision Line engines, they like to alternate years. And so what they'll do is they do a brand new Vision Line engine on the even numbered years and a rerun on the odd numbers years. And so that's why in 2023, we got the Big Boy. That was a rerun. That was a reissue of the Vision Line Big Boy. And that's why in 2024, we're getting the brand new Vision Line Triplex. And that's why I know that in 2025, they're going to do a reissue Vision Line, which, because it's going to be at Lionel's 125th anniversary in 2025, it's probably going to be, I would imagine, probably the 700E or the GG1, or maybe both. So, but yeah, so that you can plan that too. You can say, well, it's an even numbered year. I think they're going to do a brand new Vision Line this year. It's an odd numbered year. Oh, maybe I can get one of those Vision Line engines that they ran 10 years ago that I didn't get then, and now I can afford it and I'll get it now. So you can kind of plan your purchases a little bit that way. Anyway, I'm rambling, but yeah, so always glad to see the ES44s. I really like all these CSX Heritage. Yeah, I have a stupid question. Are these fantasies or are they real? I don't think CSX has these, do they? CSX they don't like to spend money on paint schemes. So I think these are fantasies, but if they're real, let me know. But they're really cool. I'm not the biggest CSX fan in the world, so I'm probably not going to order any of these, but they do look really nice. Are they real? Okay, they're real. That shows how much I know about CSX. I'm really not the world's biggest CSX fan. But I used to be back in the day, but I just kind of got bored with it. So, but that's cool if they're real and they look nice. I like how they got the kind of the modern CSX up front and then the heritage thing in the back. That's kind of a cool approach that they've taken there. So these are really cool. If I was going to get one of these, I would probably either get the chassis or the Seaboard. But I don't know. We'll see. And then we come to the SD45s, which when I first saw these, I thought, I'm probably going to skip these because I've already got a Lionel SD45. I've got a couple of them. And I thought, okay, I'll skip these. But then I saw this extended dual control stand cab, which they've done on the Reading. And I don't know what exactly that, I don't really see anything visible that I can see, but obviously maybe I'm missing something, but it's something they've modeled specifically on this version to be accurate to the prototype. And so that's kind of cool. On the other hand, I like the Frisco because I got my cat Frisco, and Frisco is one of those road names that is sorely underrepresented in my collection. So I kind of like the Frisco too. Oh, I got it. There it is. Okay. And then we've got so SD45s. Let me see if there's any questions here. The control stands are both facing front and rear on the Reading model for operating long hood and short hood forward. So is it back here? Is it on the back? Like I don't know, maybe I need to Google it or something, but it sounds interesting. So the cab, okay, on the Reading SD45, the cab comes out further next to the door. It's road name accurate. It's a very cool detail. So it comes out, okay, the cab comes out closer to the door. So yeah, that's interesting. So, I might get it just for that extra feature. Um, it's pretty cool. But I like the Frisco too, because like I said, I don't have a lot of Frisco. All right. I saw a lot of people talking about this one on Discord today. D&H, always pretty. If they get the color right, it's blue. So Lionel and blue. If I think they need to go to the factory and give the paint mixer a colorblind test. Like, okay, what color do you see here? All right. I think Lisa has to go soon, so I'm going to hopefully get to the atomic energy set because I think she likes that one. Okay, then we have the E6, and again, I'm really excited about these, especially the Southern. This is a must-have for me. I love this. I've wanted one of these for years, and I'm thrilled that they've got this in the catalog. That is a definite 100% going to order one of these. That being said, I think this GM one is really cool. It's got this, it's transparent, it looks like. So it looks like it's going to be a mix of being painted and transparent. I mean, that is really cool. So I may have to splurge and get this one too. It's hard for me to resist this one. I think that's really cool. I've heard some people say they really like the Milwaukee Road one. It's very beautiful. Hey, by the way, as a side note, maybe I shouldn't say that. Never mind. I'll say that later. Oh boy. But yeah, this transparent one is really cool. I'm fascinated by that. Apparently, this is based on a real one that GM did, where it was transparent so people could see what was inside. If I'm not mistaken, I don't care if it's real or not. I think it looks really cool. I mean, having a transparent locomotive. I mean, Tony says, I know what you were going to say. I don't think you know what I was going to say. Nobody knows what I was going to say. Let's see here. But yeah, so definitely going to get the Southern. The Seaboard transparent GM one, that is high on my maybe list. That is just so interesting and so odd. It's one of those things where, like, over the years with Lionel catalogs, it's kind of like I've tried to develop an eye for seeing things in the catalog that are weird and that won't be done again, that might be rare later on, not necessarily expensive or collectible, but just odd. And this is one of those things where it's like, that is so odd, and I don't think they've ever done that before. I would seriously wonder if they'll ever do it again. So it's almost like you kind of got to get it. It's like, it's kind of like when they bring out a new car that, like, automobile companies bring out a new car that's so weird. That's like, you're almost like, man, I wish I could get one of those, because it's going to be a classic in 20 years when people look back and say, boy, this thing was weird, but it's so cool. So, yeah. How late we're going? Originally, I was going to go till 9, but we're not all the way through the catalog. So if I had to guess, probably 9:30, something like that. 10 at the latest, if that's okay. I'm kind of having fun with this. And I might give away a prize toward the end of the show. If you stick around, I'll probably give away we'll do a little bit of trivia and I'll give away a prize or two. Anyway, so yeah, these are really cool. And again, this is one of those ones where it's going to be a hard decision because I love the Southern, I love the Seaboard. The Milwaukee Road's tempting. The Rock Island is tempting. A lot of difficult choices here. So I kind of like it. And we got some Al Capone Coaches. I'm not sure. Okay, I guess these go with the Rock Island. I'm not sure what this. Okay, let's see. Between 1923 and 1929, Rock Island's commuter coaches remained in service relatively unchanged for nearly 60 years. Sometimes called Capone Coaches because they were in Chicago commuter service during the infamous Gangsters era. The cars accommodated 100 riders, each with minimal comforts. Throwbacks to a long-gone era by the time of their retirement. More than a dozen have been preserved. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of a neat story behind it. If you ever, another reason to listen to those podcasts that I was talking about is that if you listen to Ryan at Lionel, he's really knows a lot of train history, and he'll really sort of do a good job of explaining why exactly they chose certain things and the history behind stuff. So you get kind of an education when you talk to him. At least I do. And then we've got this beautiful Burlington thing. I mean, again, this is stunning. You got the E6 and the matching kind of little fluted passenger cars. Again, that's one of those things where it's like, I'd love to do this. I'd love to get it. This is really expensive though, because of all these passenger cars. It's kind of like when they did the Empire, or was it the Great Northern Empire Builder set in the last catalog, and they had the beautiful, I think it was the F units, and then they had the passenger cars. But if you wanted the whole thing, it was like $2,500, and it's like, I gotta spend that money elsewhere in the catalog. But this is gorgeous. If you like the Burlington, that's the set to get. Then we got the SW8s. I will probably not be getting one of these just because I've already got one that they did a few years ago. I think they already did the S8 a few years ago. If I'm wrong, maybe I'll change my mind, but they look great. I love these little switchers that Lionel does. They're built really well. They run great. They got a smoke unit on board. Sort of a similar chassis to the NW2 that we did for the Eric Strain's NW2. Sort of in that same vein. So these look great. I like the, if I did order one of these, I would probably, oh gosh, I'd probably have to choose between the Chicago Northwestern and the Detroit Edison. The little Ready Kilowatt guy on the is that Ready Kilowatt? That would be that's really cool. I've got some Ready Kilowatt coal hoppers, and so that would go with those. So let's see here. Then we got the U28Cs. Again, these look great. I don't know if I will order one of these. I like them, but I may have to divert money elsewhere in the catalog because I've already got a couple of these I think I've got a couple U30s, maybe. I can't remember, but they're similar to this. So I don't know. If I do order one of these, I will probably order the Penn Central. But we'll see. But they look nice. They look nice, and $650. I hope they're really nicely detailed. I don't know if these are XMTH or if these are native Lionel or not, but they look great. And then we come to our sets, and we've got the nickel plate Fast Freight Legacy set with nickel plate 779. Great looking set. Great looking price. It's a great price. Oh, well, it's a great, I phrased that wrong. Great looking set and a equally great price tag, $2,500. You know, if you love nickel plate road, I guess this is the set to get. I won't be getting this because I'm going to get one of the other Burks, but it looked great. It looks great. I think it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic set, especially these flat cars. I love these flat cars that Lionel does with the wood decks and all the die cast down below. I mean, they're really well made. So I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic set, but it's not going to be one that I'm going to order. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. That reminds me. I just saw this fixed pilots thing. And I absolutely love how Lionel is doing what Atlas did with their F units. It says, for the first time, we are offering an additional scale pilot, which can be mounted to the body of the lead unit if the electrocoupler is removed, making these the most beautiful E's we've ever offered. That is really, really, really cool. Atlas does these with their F units. When you buy one of their F3s or F7s, they have in the box, there is a scale pilot that you can swap out. If you watch my review of the Atlas F units, you can do the swap out during the video, and it makes the front of the unit just look so cool. Like it looks, it makes it look so much more realistic because, no one's going to put anything on the front of, you're not going to put anything on the front of this thing anyway. So you might as well swap it out with a scale pilot and have it look really nice. So I'm really excited about the presence of those optional fixed front pilots, as they call them. So that is a big step up for Lionel. Really glad to see them doing that. Step in the right direction. Great to see. Anyway, back to the back to where we were. Now we get to one of my favorites in the catalog, the Atomic Energy Commission glow-in-the-dark Legacy set. Okay. I think this is just such a wild set. I got to order one of these. And the price is actually semi-reasonable. It's $1,000. It's a sane price tag, for lack of a better term. It glows in the dark. You got the B unit, so I will definitely get the B unit. So yeah, this whole page, I'm definitely ordering this entire page here. I love it. It's going to be a fun set to run and a fun set to review. I can't wait. That's going to be so cool. What more can I say about it? I really like it. So, and it'll go nice with Lisa's glow in the dark triplex. All right. So yeah. And you got the gondola with the two little atomic thingies in there. I think those light up. And then you got the boxcar, tank car, caboose. I think these are all scale, which is good. So yeah, this is going to be fun. And I love that Lionel just had the balls to put this in the catalog. I mean, it's just pure fun. I love it. I love it. Then we got an E6 set. I guess if you like UP, this is a nice thing to get. I won't be getting it. It's a really beautiful engine, City of Miami, but I've got a lot of UP passenger cars, so I personally won't be getting it, but I think it looks nice. Yeah, I'll get the 30,000 lumen. I'll get one of those. I'll charge it up. I'll buy one of those. What's that? Most powerful flashlight in the world. I think it's like 100,000 lumens. It costs like a few $100s. It has a cooling fan in the flashlight. I'll use one of those to charge this thing up. It'll glow for days. And Lionel has also announced that to celebrate the Atomic Energy Commission, they're going to actually use radium paint, like the old radium watches. So it'll actually be radioactive. I'm just kidding about that. Back in the day, they would, though. All right, then we got some wood-sided passenger cars. These are the XMTH. I think the XMTH wood-sided passenger cars. Nothing too crazy here, unless I'm missing something. They're just wood-sided passenger cars. And then we'll go through the. We got Looney Tunes cars, which I won't be getting those, but it's kind of cool. They have Acme loads inside, which is kind of fun. We've got hot box reefers again. Those are always. I don't have a hot box reefer in my collection. Maybe I should get one of these just because I've never gotten one before. But got the nice melt cars. Those are cool. And we got the World War II cars. They're going full on with those World War II cars. I think they're beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to get any more, but they're really cool. And they got the CA1 caboose. I don't know if that's the Vision Line version or not. I don't think it is. No, it's 129. So it's the non-Vision Line CA1 caboose. And they're selling the Freight Sounds boxcar on its own. So these would be nice to add to the Big Boys superset. If I got these, I would be getting them to add to the Big Boy superset. So we'll see. Got some Freight Sounds PS1 box cars. Now I am looking at these pieces of rolling stock with a possibility of doing an Eric's Trains box car. I don't know if we're going to do one from this catalog or not. If I did, there's the PS1 box cars are kind of cool, although a little bit expensive. Are these them? Wait a minute. They've got some tank cars in here, I think. Where'd they go? I think these are, no, wait a minute. Are these them? I think these are them. These are the X. I think one of these is X Weaver. I think these might be the X Weaver tank cars. I'll have to find out during the podcast. But, I don't know if we're going to do an Eric's Trains box car from this catalog because I'd like to do a modern box car, and the stuff in here, they don't have any high cube box cars or anything. So, maybe a hopper or something. I don't know. It is cool that they're doing these weathered hoppers. I think that's super cool. I might get these just to see what kind of a job Lionel does on weathering these things. Just out of curiosity. So we'll see. They've got some nice freight cars in there, but there's nothing really modern. And so, if I was going to do an Eric's Trains box car, I would want to do like a high cube box car, or maybe like a 60-foot or an auto box car or something like something a little more modern. But we'll see. I'm thinking about it. We got these really nice CA1 cabooses, and we got the woodside cabooses. I don't know if I'll be getting any of these because these are not any road names that I might get the Strasbourg, but other than that, I don't know if I'll be getting any of these. Maybe the Lionel lines. That'd be kind of cool. So we'll see. Then we got the steel-sided box cars. If I was going to do an Eric's Trains box car from this catalog, it would probably be one of these steel-sided box cars. Let me know what you guys think. You know, does the AEC boxcar have sound? I didn't know that. I wonder if it's going to have some special sounds for that set. I don't know. See, I'm always missing stuff in the catalog. That's another reason why I wait for a while to order stuff, because I'm always missing stuff. Like I didn't know that this is it's a Freight Sounds boxcar, plays rail and Geiger counter sounds. So see, I mean, I missed that, and that is so cool. That just makes this set all the more cooler. Is that the right phrase? All the more cooler. We could do an Eric's Trains boxcar with sound. However, Lionel has been hesitant, has been very. You get a lot of pushback on you doing custom sounds, so I don't think it would have custom sounds on it. But you know, we'll see. But just a regular boxcar, I might do the steel-sided boxcar, just because it's affordable. It's $80, so something everybody can afford. The Woodside reefers, an Eric's Trains Woodside reefer. I don't know. That could work. It's not modern, but it could be cool. You know. Am I missing anything on these? Do these make sounds or anything? Operating couplers? No. $80. These, I think these are probably X Weavers. I'll have to ask Ryan. That looks like an X Weaver reefer car, which I love. I love the old Weaver Woodside refrigerated cars. I've bought about 1 million of them on eBay because they're inexpensive. Most of them are inexpensive, and you can put some weights in them to make them heavy, and you can weather them, and they just make great pieces of rolling stock for not a lot of money. I've been meaning to do a video about them for forever, and when I get some more weathering paints, I will do a video on those. But yeah, these are really cool. I like that A&P. When I was a kid, the grocery store we went to when I was really little was an A&P. And then eventually they built a Kroger, and we started going to the Kroger and stuff. But A&P was the first grocery store I remember from when I was a kid. Then we got the 50-foot tank cars. Again, I think these are X Weavers based on the price. And I love the Weaver tank cars, by the way. I've got several of them. Some of the tank cars I get the most comments on are my Weaver Georgia Kalin tank cars, which are made from these. And they're so cool. And every time I run them, I get someone asking, who made those tank cars? Who made those Georgia Kalin tank cars? Those are so cool. And they were weathered too. They were Weaver weathered them at the factory. And so they're so cool. I love those things. Impossible to find now. There's no way you're going to find them, but they're really cool. And we got the AAR hoppers. It's just it's a 3-pack. That's cool. Doing some 3-packs. I wonder if these are. I'm going to have to ask Ryan which of these are X Weaver and which aren't, because these kind of look like the old Weaver ones too. So yeah, cool stuff here. I want to ask Ryan during our podcast which what's the deal with these, but I love that. It's great they're doing those. All right, then we got the Lion Chief stuff. I'm going to go through this a little bit faster. We got the Berkshires. I had briefly thought about doing an Eric's Trains Lion Chief Plus 2.0 Berkshire, but I'm not going to do it because it's just, it's $600. It's not scale. I don't think it's scale. The sounds aren't as good. There's no whistle steam. It doesn't have legacy. And it's like, it's $600. I'd rather just do $750 and get a full legacy steam locomotive. So that's why I decided to do the 460. We got the Genesis locomotives are back. I'm not going to be getting one of these, but they're. I did review one of these a while back. I think last year, or maybe last year. I reviewed one of these LC Plus 2 Genesis. And they're really nice. They're really nice. And not a bad price, $550. It is what it is. And they got the doodle bugs back. I love the doodle bugs. I'm probably going to order another one. Like I said, we were touring around with the idea of doing an Eric's Trains doodle bug. There's the very, 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 very primitive mock-up that we made. But people seem to want a steam locomotive more than a doodle bug. And so that's why we're doing the steam locomotive. But if it were just me, if I was making just a custom locomotive just for me alone, I would have done the doodle bug because I love these things. I've got the Santa Fe version. I just reviewed it a couple weeks ago during the Christmas Bonanza. And these things are great. And what's the best part, in my opinion, is the price. $399, very affordable, relatively. And they're just a lot of fun, that you can pull maybe, 8-9 cars with them. They're not going to pull a ton of weight, but but the real ones didn't pull a lot of cars. And so they're just fantastic. And so I will probably order another one of these, probably the Rock Island, or maybe the East Broad Top, since the East Broad Top one still exists. Yeah, I love these things. I love them. They're great. That's one of the doodle bug is probably, my vote for, I don't know. I loved it. I love these things. So anyway, and then we've got the typical stuff, that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. We got, someone asked, when is the podcast with Ryan? We're doing the podcast. It's the Miniature Models Podcast. So if you Google Miniature Models Podcast, I think it is. Hang on. Let me Google it real quick. Miniature Models. Yeah. If you Google Miniature Models Podcast, let me share this real quick. We're going on a little tangent, but just for a second. So this is their podcast. Great bunch of guys: Matt R, Matt Z, Johnny S. I think Peachy from Peachy's Trains is gonna be on the podcast, and Chris from Chris Trains and Things might be on there. But they do these podcasts, and every time a Lionel catalog comes out, we do the podcast. Just go to their site, mmpodcast.com. But so we're going to do the podcast next Thursday, the 18th. It will, and then they'll have to edit it, and so it'll probably be public the following week, I would imagine. So I'll put a link to it, and I try to usually link it on my YouTube channel so people can watch it on my YouTube channel. But we'll have to see. Let me go back to the catalog. So yeah, just keep an eye out for it. But it's the Miniature Models Podcast, and we'll have Ryan from Lionel, and then I think Peachy's going to be there, and a few other guys. I think they might have the other girl from Lionel that does the Ready to Run stuff. I forget her name. I can't remember her name. And they're always a lot of fun, and we get to ask a lot of questions and get a lot of clarification on stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of skip through this stuff. We got the Frozen, the John Deere stuff, the Looney Tunes and not Scooby-Doo, Looney Tunes. We got the Prairie Freight. Then we got the basic Lion Chief stuff. We got the 262s and the 242s. There's that Lion Chief pacemaker. And that is the main reason why we changed our minds. Because let me show you something. No, I don't have it. Well, no, I don't have it. But originally we were going to do an Eric's Trains 460 that was the majority red with silver accents. And it kind of was inspired by the pacemaker in a way. Not really, but sort of. But the fact that they're doing this one in the catalog, I was like, yeah, we can't do that now. So it all worked out. And we got the FTs, and we got the ET44s, all nice stuff. We got some speeders. I will definitely be ordering. a speeder or two, because I love collecting little speeders. I'll probably order either the Rock Island or the Chicago Northwestern, and there's another speeder in the back that's even cooler that I'll show you in a second. Got little passenger cars, Harry Potter stuff. I'm sure Peachy is probably going to order some of this stuff. Maybe Lisa might order some too. She's got a Harry Potter train. And then Justice League, Disney stuff. Angela Trotta Thomas. And then we got the Barbie 65th anniversary stuff. And the Wizard of Oz and the Bob Ross. I have a feeling the Bob Ross might actually sell quite a few things. I mean, like the Bob Ross water tower.
All right. I'm a huge fan of Bob Ross. I've watched a lot of his painting shows.
His family is getting rich. They've licensed his name out to everything in the entire universe. And now he's on trains. So, I might have to get one of these. The Bob Ross water tower might be funny. And of course, with the Barbie movie being big last year, I haven't seen the Barbie movie. Lisa watched it. She didn't like it. She said she didn't like it. So we got some interesting stuff. We got Barbie, we got Wizard of Oz, we got Bob Ross, then we got Mr. Rogers, which is kind of cool. Interesting. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Does it say that on one of these cars? It probably does. The aquarium car. Okay, does Mr. Rogers move around the aquarium car? Mr. Rogers' fish move through when the car is powered. Okay, his fish. That's no fun. We got all sorts of Mr. Rogers stuff.
Yeah, that was one of his things. At the intro of the show, he fed his fish every time.
Oh, he did? I haven't watched it in so long. I can't remember. I grew up watching it when I was a kid, but that's about. I remember the owl and this guy. I forget what his name was, and the king and the queen, but I don't remember the fish. And he had the little train that went into the whatever
trolley.
What was that called?
It was a trolley.
The trolley. And it went to it went through the wall, and what was that land called? Did it have a name?
Someone's got to help me out because I want to say it was
I forget what the name of the little fantasy land was, but
was it the land of make believe or something, or am I thinking?
Yeah, something like that. But they took the trolley through the wall. I'm sure somebody knows. King Friday and Queen Sarah. Yeah, King Friday. The land of make-believe. That's what it was. So, yeah. And it's amazing. Mr. Rogers is one of the few kids entertainers that never got in trouble for being a pedophile or something later on. So, let's see here. We got the Crane cars, the Ford and Chevy. Of course, the Ford one's better than the Chevy one. Everybody knows that one. And then we got the Anheuser-Busch stuff and more Anheuser-Busch stuff for ages 21 and older. Lenny Lager. Okay, that is interesting. Lenny the Lion. For those of you who don't know, Lenny the Lion used to be the mascot for Lionel. Look at that. Lenny the Lion's getting hammered there. He's like St. Pauli girl, Lenny the Lion. He's I think Lenny the Lion's about to have himself a good night. All right. Wings of Angels. We got the nose art stuff. I think that's the tribute to the nose art stuff. And we got, Army rolling stock stuff and some little 027 freight. And for those of you who don't know, the stuff that's in the back here, this is all semi-scale. It's not full scale. It's like 027, classic Lionel stuff like they made in the post-war period. It's not full scale, and that's why it's not as expensive. So, and printed and assembled in USA. So they print them at Lionel's headquarters. They have Lisa and I have been in the room where they have all the printers, and so they have a pretty cool printing operation. Now, of course, the parts are not made in the USA. They're made in China, but they ship them over here. They print them up and then assemble them and box them here. So it's kind of like partially made in the USA, which is about as good as you're going to get these days. Yeah, someone said the nose art was common on World War II aircraft. It's unfortunately they don't allow nose art like this today. They'd probably get in trouble with somebody for doing. And this is kind of tame, if you Google World War II nose art, a lot of the nose art was pretty racy, borderline pornographic. So obviously Lionel's not going to do that stuff. They're not going to do like the honey bunny and stuff like that. What's the other one? I forget what the other one is, but yeah, if you Google them, you'll see there's a lot of them that are pretty, I guess, inappropriate here in 2023. But I don't think they let the soldiers do that anymore. I think they write some stuff on their planes, but not that kind of stuff anymore. But my view is that, hey, if you're going into battle, if you're sending someone into battle, you can put whatever the heck you want on the side of the plane. That's my policy. If I was in charge, I'd be like, you draw whatever you want on the side of the plane because you're going into enemy territory and dropping bombs, and you might not come back. So go to town. Whatever makes it a little more tolerable and enjoyable for you. And I think that was what they did in World War II. They knew that there was a chance they weren't coming back alive. So it's like, why not let them decorate the planes to get them pumped up and get them enthusiastic and getting patriotic and stuff like that. So why not? Personalize your cars. I had Lisa doesn't know this, but I had when I asked her to marry me, I had briefly thought about getting one of these personalized cars to say "Will you marry me?" Unfortunately, they don't have a "Will you marry me" version. So I would have had to do like I think they have a caboose that they do, but that's like a general celebration, and you can put a message on it, but I thought it would be kind of corny, so I didn't do that. So I did use trains to ask her to marry me, though. So I'll tell that story another time.
Yep, it was.
I think Lisa wants to do a video where we do a reenactment. So we might do that. Hey, someone's saying hi from Morocco. Wow. And we got the Halloween stuff. Very cool. And then we got the holiday stuff. And here we get to the Polar Express stuff, which I know tons of people are super excited about this stuff. So first of all, this is what I'm talking about. Like when I go on rants sometimes about the prices on eBay. And I once saw a Polar Express Berkshire on eBay that they were trying to sell for like $5,000. And here you can get the entire set for $2,400. So again, don't ever pay those vultures on eBay. It pisses me off that those people do that they have the nerve to do that. And so here you can get a brand new scale set for $2,400. You can get a brand new locomotive for $1,700. And by the way, that $5,000 they were asking, that was just for the locomotive. That was no passenger cars. So yeah, don't ever succumb to those idiots on eBay. Here they got this is the one that I have. I've got just the standard Polar Express Berkshire. But I really like the red one and the blue one. I mean, they're really pretty. So it's tempting, but I already have this one, so and I'm not a rabid Polar Express fan, so it's something I'm going to pass on. But there's lots of people out there who are rabid Polar Express fans, foamers, and they are going to love this stuff. And it's great that Lionel has brought this back. Usually if you wait long enough, Lionel will bring stuff back. So, and they did here. And so, yeah, this stuff looks really great. What is this? Oh, this is the Lion Chief set for $530. So they got an affordable set you can get if you need that. Well, relatively affordable. The special shimmer finish on burgundy stripe. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really glad they're bringing it. I mean, this blue version is pretty sweet. Now, again, Lionel and blue paint. Gosh, I really hope they get this right. We'll just have to wait and see. I love this burgundy one too. That's really cool. If I was going to get one of these, I would probably get the burgundy one because I've got some blue look. I've got the blue goose and stuff. So I would probably lean towards the burgundy, but that's just me. And they got a Polar Express Doodlebug, very cool. They got a speeder. I'll talk more about this in a minute. They got a Genesis. They got a lot. They got a lot to choose from. Pretty much something for everybody. If you're really on a tight budget, you can get the TMCC speeder for $200. So, yeah, they got a little bit of something for everybody. I like it. I like how they took the Mickey and Minnie Mouse hand car and adapted it for the Polar Express. This is very cool. I like that. I've already got the Mickey and Minnie Mouse hand car, so I won't be getting this one, but very cool. I really like it. My review of the Mickey and Minnie Mouse hand car is coming out tomorrow night, by the way. It was supposed to come out tonight, but I delayed it for the live show. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Then we get sort of into, they got more Polar Express stuff. Is this the freight terminal? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like it. What did that say? New figure tooling. Okay. They got a Reindeer Road Hiawatha, Reindeer Road 442. The 442, by the way, is the Atlantic, I believe. That's what's underneath is an Atlantic steam locomotive, but that's really cool. It's not for me, but maybe Chris RBP will order that. I don't know. We'll see. And we got more North Pole Central stuff. And then we got, where is it? We got this one. And then we got, where is it? More and more stuff. Here it is. This I will probably order, the North Pole Central TMC speeder. Either this or the Polar Express one. Because I love the fact that they've added a plow to the front. And they did the same thing for the Polar Express one back here. So I will either order the Polar Express version or the North Pole Express version. But I think that's really cool. I love small Lionel motorized units like this. And this is new. They've never had a plow on the front of one of their speeders before. And so that is something I will definitely be getting. And we got, Thomas Kincaid, all sorts of cute Christmas stuff. And then they got the plug and play accessories, which I probably won't be ordering any of these, but they're nice. I like that little passenger shelter. That's kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of Plasticville stuff. When I was a kid, that's all I had on my layout. I had Plasticville everything because my dad, his old trains, he had a bunch of Plasticville stuff, and then I bought more Plasticville, and so that kind of reminds me of Plasticville in a way. They got all the accessories and, blah, blah, blah. Still available. Well, they got stuff from the last catalog you can still get. I guess this is stuff that's unsold that they're trying to sell. So that's nice. Got the Dreyfus and the ES44s and the GP20s. I did a review on the GP20 not too long ago. Review on the Decapod is coming up soon. Did a review on the Dreyfus. So, yeah, this is just stuff they still have in stock. But, yeah, I mean, I think, wow, that's a lot of stuff they still have available. They're not kidding her. I guess this is stuff they have in the Lionel store that they're sort of trying to maybe get rid of. Let me see. Still available. Yeah, I wonder if that's the stuff they have on their store that they have in stock at the warehouse. But yeah, really cool. That's a lot of stuff. Kind of cool. I've never seen them do that before. And I think once we get through all 300 pages of stuff they still have left, boy, that's a lot of stuff. Then we got the Cab 3, the Base 3. I think I heard, did someone say it was delayed again? Wouldn't surprise me. I think it's funny every time someone says, I heard the Base 3 is coming out in June. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see. So I think I heard that the Base 3 was delayed again, which is fine. I'm okay with it being delayed. I'd rather it be, like I've said many times before, I would rather it be delayed and be done right than be rushed and be done wrong. And that goes with everything Lionel does. Nothing is worse than Lionel rushing something. I think we can all agree that when Lionel tries to hurry something, it's never good. And so I'm okay. I'm okay with them doing it. Like with the brain fart. Strasbourg 90 that I'm in the process of reviewing. Strasbourg 90 took like 2 years to come out because they had to send it back and get it, fix some stuff with it. But it was worth it because it's a great locomotive, and it's like I would much rather wait and have it work right than have it come out now and just have everybody be pissed off because it's not working right. So I wish Lionel would take that approach with everything. I think sometimes they tend to rush stuff a little bit and it ends up being not quite as perfect as it could have been. Sometimes, like especially when it comes to paint colors and stuff. So I am personally, I don't have a problem with them taking a long time to bring stuff out if it's done right. And we got all the accessories, blah, blah, blah. This stuff's in every catalog. Track, still available. Boy, they got a lot of stuff they're saying still available. I guess that's what is this? Custom run. Oh, custom run stuff. Yeah. Yeah, custom runs. I have mixed feelings on all the custom runs stuff. I'm doing a custom run each year, which I like doing, but some of these train stores are just going nuts with the custom runs. I mean, it's like we're living in the age of the custom run, and like Mr. Muffin, I'm sure is going to do about 80,000 custom runs from this catalog, and it's like, it's it gets a little overwhelming sometimes because you're like, oh my God, there's so many there's so many things out there now. That's like the market's flooded with these with all these custom runs, which is cool, but like at the same time, I kind of it makes it much more complicated because you're like that now you got to keep track of all the custom runs that everybody's doing, but whether it's Mr. Muffins or Brady's Trains or Legacy Station or whatever. Legacy Station typically doesn't go crazy with the custom runs. They might do one or two. Yeah, someone said Muffin is doing 26 custom runs. 26. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I love Muffin's Trains, don't get me wrong, but that's crazy. 26 custom runs, and I think it's one of those things where it's like I think it's cool, but at the same time, it kind of makes me worry because it makes me worry a little bit for the future because I wonder if at some point, Lionel might say, you know what? Everybody just wants these custom runs. Why don't we just stop doing a catalog and we'll just tell the dealers what we're doing and they can just decide what they're doing. And then there'll be no more catalog, that's something that could potentially happen, so, you gotta, I like all the custom runs and I'm grateful that I'm able to do these custom runs, but at the same time, it can be a little overwhelming. And again, I don't know what it's going to mean for the future of cataloged trains. Lionel might just end up like MTH where they don't do a catalog anymore and they just do custom runs. And I think that would be a loss because I think the Lionel catalog is kind of a institution. And I think it's something that everybody looks forward to. I mean, you guys know, the excitement that starts to build in the weeks leading up to the catalog, everybody's talking, everybody's, and then someone says, I found out, I got a sneak peek, and I know this is going to be in the catalog and, and it's, everybody gets excited and it's so much fun to see what's going to be in the new catalog. And I worry that if all these custom runs get carried away, it might get to the point that it might be. There you are. It might be. It might get out of control. It might get to the point where Lionel is like, we could just save money by not doing a catalog and we'll just have Muffins and all those guys just do custom runs and we'll call it a day, So that's kind of what MTH has started doing. And I hope that, I don't want to get down that slippery slope where Lionel gets the idea in their head that they don't want to do a catalog because again, like someone just said, Lionel catalogs are legendary. It's an institution. It's kind of I can't think of something else, but it's like, it's like the Ford F-150. It'd be like, it's an institution, or the Chevy Silverado, and it's like.
It's like when you got the Sears Christmas catalog when you were a kid and you picked out all the toys.
Yeah, like the Sears catalog for people that are old enough for that, And there's something special about getting that catalog, and even I tell people still, I love the digital catalogs. I love the online catalogs. They're incredibly useful, especially for making videos and grabbing screenshots of the catalog. And I love them for that. I wouldn't be able to do a show like this without the online catalog. But at the same time, there's something special about getting the print catalog in your hand and actually leafing through the pages, and I hope they never stop making the paper. I think they probably will eventually stop making the paper catalog, unfortunately. I hope they don't, but I have a sneaking suspicion they will because it's just one of those things that they can say, well, we can cut out X amount of money by not doing a print catalog anymore. And that'll be a loss if they do that. I hope they don't. But these days you never know. And it's just, again, with all those custom runs, that's what I worry about with all those custom runs with Muffin and Brady's and all these guys doing like 80 million different custom. It's one thing if you want to do like a custom run, like Legacy Station usually does a custom run. I think they're doing another Space Force item, this catalog, I think. So they'll usually do maybe like one or two custom runs from the catalog, which I think is great. But when you're doing 26 things, I mean, it's like it's almost like you've got your own catalog separate from Lionel. And so again, I worry what that's going to lead to. Anyway, so I guess we can, if you guys want to, we can take some questions. The audience is kind of dwindling down, but if you want, we could take some questions, maybe do a trivia question or two for a prize. Lisa, what do you think?
I don't have access to the chat or anything, so you'll have to.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. So I'll have to we've got, okay, so I should probably show this to you guys. Let me let me wrap up the catalog, then we'll get to the trivia and we'll give out a couple prizes. So I think the 24 and 24 catalog, I really like it. I think it's great. I'm thrilled that I'm thrilled that the Hiawatha is back. I mean, that to me is the highlight of the catalog. And the return of the aluminum passenger cars is just is stellar. I mean, I'm super excited about it. So all in all, I think it's a great catalog. Like a lot of stuff in it. Once again, it's going to be hard on my wallet. You know, Lionel can't ever give me a break, but I guess no drug dealer ever gives their customers a break. They just want to keep them hooked. Because if they gave us a break, you know, we might say, hey, I'm going to spend money on, you know, a jet ski this year or something, and I might get distracted, you know, but by bringing out great catalog after catalog, it's, they get you hooked, you know, so.
I want to say that Lionel re-releasing the Polar Express is awesome. It's an opportunity. And so if you can fit it in your budget and you don't have one, now's your chance.
Yes. And I like how they have a lot of Polar Express stuff at every budget level. So if you're like me and you like the expensive scale stuff, you can do that. But if you've only got a budget of $200, you can get a Polar Express speeder. Or if you've got $500, you can get the Lion Chief set. So I think it's nice they've got something at every price level. Let's see here. I was going to show you guys something, and now I can't remember. We were talking about this giving away some prizes. So let's see here. Let me show this screen. Share screen. All right, so we've got I've got some new. I just added a hat. I got these hats now, the little baseball hats, and the beanies are new too. We gave away some of those, and we got a new windbreaker too. And Eric's trains a windbreaker, which I ordered a sample of one of these. So, and by the way, if you won something during the last live show, we gave away prizes during the last live show. Those orders are being processed. It may take a little while to get it because they're not just sitting on a shelf ready to ship out. They have to print it and then ship it out. So it usually takes, you know, a couple weeks or so before it ships. So we'll give away a couple prizes. How about that? Someone asked, is it possible you could do the 460 and the Doodle Bug together? I thought about it. I'm still thinking about it. The problem is that you know, you have to meet a minimum of each item to I don't think I shared that. So there it is. You have to do a minimum of each item for them to be made. So for instance, I think the minimum is like 40 for the steam locomotive. So if you only get 30 orders for the steam locomotive, they won't make it. And so if you do the Doodle Bug and the 460, you have to get the minimum for each of those, and you're splitting your customers. And so you run the risk of not getting enough to do one or both of them. So I've thought about it. I don't know if there's enough support out there for people. I don't know if there's enough people out there who want to, who can support doing both a Doodlebug and the 460 at the same time. You know, a speeder would be cool. Maybe an Eric's Train speeder would be cool. So, you know, that would be, but if we're getting to the speeder, I think I'd rather just do the Doodlebug, because the speeder's 200 and the Doodlebug is I think the pre-order price would be like 350, 360. So it's like, at that point, I think I'd rather just do the Doodlebug. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if I want to split the crowd that way and risk not getting the minimums. So anyway, so let's do, before everyone signs off, we're down to under 500 now. So we'll do a couple trivia questions, and then we'll call it a night. We'll do a giveaway. So I think the first one will be for a shirt. So we'll give away your choice. You can have an Appalachian and Western shirt or an Eric's Train shirt. They come in a variety of colors. They come in red, black. You know, those are the most common colors are red, black, and blue. But you can get whatever color you want. And by the way, if you don't win a prize, if you go to the Eric's Train store and use the code TRAINS23, you can get 10% off your order. So if you don't win something now, you can just go to the store and get 10% off. Anyway, so your choice, you can get either an Eric's Trains or an Appalachian and Western shirt. And the way this works, like we did last time, if you win the trivia question, I'm going to ask the trivia question. You have to answer in the chat, and the first person to answer, the first person that I see answer is going to win. Okay. And if you win, I'll call out your name, and what you need to do is send me an email at eric@ericstrains.com. And just give me a screenshot of your profile. Nothing, no personal info or anything. Just your profile picture, and then your name and mailing address, so I can mail it out to you. Only one prize per person, so you can't win twice. And
don't fall for scams.
And don't fall for scams, as always. If anybody texts you on YouTube or messages you saying that you've won and that you need to text them and then pay some sort of money for the prize, that's a scam. Don't get pulled into those scams. If you win something, it's free. I mean, that's what winning it means. You don't win something and then have to pay for it. It doesn't work like that. And also, if you win something, you'll email me. You'll talk to me. You'll know it's me. It won't be some weird person at some weird text message you've never heard of. It'll be me. So, and I won't be asking you for money. I'll be saying, okay, send me your address, and now it's been sent. Period. So let me pull up. We'll do. Let me see here. Should we, Lisa? Do you think we should do Eric's Trains trivia again?
I do. I thought that was fun.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do Eric's Trains trivia. So you have to know the channel. All right. So let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so for the t-shirt, this is a hard one. Let's see here. If you're in another country, I might have to have you help out on shipping. It depends. Like in the last show, someone was in England, and because the people that make my stuff, they're based out of Europe, the shipping wasn't too bad to England, so I didn't make him pay for it. If you live in Morocco or Australia or something, we might have to work something out, but we'll work it out. I won't be pressuring you for money. I won't be asking you to PayPal. We'll work it out. And above all, you won't be pressured for the money. Whereas the scammers, they're always pressuring you to give them money. chances are you won't have to pay anything unless, like you said, you live in some remote, Australia or Antarctica or something. Let's see here. So for the t-shirt, this is a hard one. What was the first third rail model that I ever reviewed on this channel? So what model? It was a model made by Third Rail, and it was the first third rail model I ever reviewed on this channel. What was that model? This is a challenge. All right, I gotta watch. Okay, we got a winner. Okay, Rollo, the Pennsylvania Railroad Q2. He answered. It was the Virginia EL2B. So Rollo, the Pennsylvania Railroad Q2. You won. You can choose either a Appalachian Western or an Eric's Trains t-shirt. So just email me, eric@ericstrains.com. Send me a screenshot of your YouTube profile. Send me your name and mailing address, and let me know which shirt you want, what color you want, and what size. And I'm going to put, hang on a second. I don't know if I can do this. I put the URL for the Eric's Train store in the chat. So you can go there and check out the colors if you want a really weird specific color. I would recommend either red, blue, black, red, blue, or black, one of those. So congrats, Rollo. You won the t-shirt.
Woohoo.
All right. Speaking of third rail, I just ordered, I've got 2 third rail models on order. I ordered a Ferromex SD42 that is supposed to arrive right now. The estimate is, I think, April. And then I also just ordered the third rail Siemens Charger, the Amtrak Phase 7 paint scheme. It looks awesome. And I'm not sure when those are going to be ready, but I ordered one of those as well. So I have right now I have 2 third rail models. I have the EL2B and I have the Kraus Maffei. So when these 2 are in, I'll have 4 three rail models. Maybe one day I'll have double digit. Third rail, I really want to get one of those third rail passenger sets. Let me show you guys. Hang on a second. If we're going too long, let me know. I mean, I'm kind of rambling at this point, but
for your younger viewers, they might have a bedtime if they're on the East Coast of the U.S.
Well, if you're my, if you have new age parents, they don't enforce your bedtime. They let you dictate the bedtime.
And if you're older like me, then maybe you have a bedtime.
I'm up past my bedtime. Lisa's at her house right now. She'll be over here tomorrow night. And we got to figure out what we're going to do when we get married. In case you didn't hear earlier, Lisa and I got engaged on Christmas Day. I hid the ring in a.
Oh, no, you can't reveal any secrets.
Okay. So Lisa wants to do a reenactment video of me asking her to marry her. Because I did it with a train. So, and she liked it. She started crying because I don't think she was expecting it. I mean, she was. It's not that she wasn't expecting it. I don't think she was expecting it then. I mean, we'd already talked about getting married, so it's not like it was completely out of the blue, or uncalled for. But like, I don't think she expected it right then and there. So, let's see here. We actually considered doing a train wedding up in Minnesota. They have this, what's it called? The North Shore Railroad or something. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, it's the North Shore Scenic Cruise. It's a really short between 2 harbors, Minnesota and Duluth, Minnesota, line that goes back and forth.
Yeah, the North Shore Scenic Railroad. That's right. And they do weddings on the train, so we thought about doing that. I guess it's still on the table. I don't know if it's off the table yet or not.
Nope, still on the table. We'll see.
So, anyway, so this is Third Rail's website. Let me make it bigger. There we go. Oh, nope, not that one. There we go. So this is Third Rail's website, for those of you who don't know. So I ordered the Siemens charger. I ordered this one, the Amtrak Phase 7. I don't know if can you guys see the mouse or not? I don't know if you guys can. Lisa, can you see the mouse? I don't know. Well, I guess you can see me highlighting it. Okay, so yeah, so I ordered the Amtrak Phase 7 Siemens charger. Really excited about that. And then I also ordered one of these SD40s, the Ferromex version, which is right there. I'm thinking about ordering one of these Bud cars. These are really cool. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it opened it up in a different browser. That's what it did. Okay. I wonder if I can open it up in this tab. I don't know if I can just share. Hang on a second. I don't know if I can just share the whole browser. Tab window. Okay, there we go. So there's the Phase 7 Siemens charger. So I ordered one of those, and then I ordered the Ferromex SD40. I like these Bud cars. I might order one of those. The thing I really want to get from Third Rail is their Golden Gate Depot stuff. Where is it? Like their passenger cars. I really want to get some of their passenger cars, like this Santa Fe Super Chief set, 6 aluminum cars. Very expensive, but I'm really tempted to order one of these because I've always wanted one of these Santa Fe fluted passenger sets, and these things are. I've never owned them, but I've heard the Golden Gate Depot passenger cars are just phenomenal, and so I really want to order one of these at some point. Look at this! You came here for the Lionel catalog, and you're getting Third Rail too as a bonus. Anyway, back to the store. So we gave away a shirt. Let's do the grand prize for the night, and then we'll call it a night. We'll give away a windbreaker. Should I do the windbreaker or the hat, Lisa? What do you think? Windbreaker or hat?
You just said windbreaker, so stick with that.
Okay, we'll do the windbreaker. That just comes in black or graphite. The black comes in much larger sizes, but the graphite comes up to 3XL. So let's do another trivia question. The final trivia question of the night. Let's see here. Is it getting windy in Ohio? Oh, windy in Ohio. Yeah. We had some bad wind here yesterday. I think we got more storms coming through.
No,
so let me see here. Let's do a hard question for the grand prize for the Eric's Trains grand prize of the windbreaker. Boy. What is my favorite locomotive? No, just kidding. Let Let's see here.
Your favorite locomotive is all of them.
Yeah, all of the above. Let's see here. I think I got one in mind. This is an easy one, but we'll do it anyway. For the grand prize. Okay, so oh, that's too hard. I shouldn't ask that. That's really hard. Well, we'll do this. Maybe someone will know. We'll see. If nobody knows, we'll do another one. This is a real. You got to be a hardcore Eric's Trains fan to know the answer to this question. Okay, so on the let me get a picture up for you. Hang on a second. Oh, where is it? There it is. October. This is going to stump everybody. You got to be a hardcore Eric's Trains fan to know this one. Okay, this will do. Let me add this as an overlay. Okay, so we're doing the windbreaker. Okay, that is the Eric's Trains custom run caboose that we did in 2023. There's a slogan on here that says "From the mountains to the metro," and I stole that slogan from. I sort of paraphrased that slogan from somewhere in my real life that I talked about it in the videos, but I stole that from somewhere in my real life. Where did that slogan come from? Where did I get that slogan from? Nobody's gonna know this one. Oh, somebody got it. Look at that. The spin cycle, Cherokee County. He got it. Wow. That was pretty fast too. I'm impressed. All right, spin cycle 1. So spin cycle, you get the windbreaker. So send me an email to eric@ericstrains.com and send me a screenshot of your profile and then your name and mailing address, and then whether you'd like black or charcoal, black or what do they call it? Graphite, and what size you would like. And congrats. Wow, I didn't think anybody would know that one that quickly. So congrats to spin cycle.
Very impressive.
That was a hard one. You got to be a diehard Eric's Trains fan to know the answer to that one. So congrats, spin cycle. Well done. All right. So anyway, I think that's gonna do it for. Let me get rid of this. So I think that's going to do it for the show tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Really excited about the 2024 Volume 1 catalog. Super stoked. A lot of cool stuff in there. I'm happy. My wallet is not going to be happy. On a not unrelated topic, I'm selling one of my kidneys for $2 million. So if anybody would like a kidney, let me know.
He's kidding. He's kidding.
I'm selling it. I'm selling it on the dark web for $2 million. That should pay for 1 year of trains. So anyway, yeah, great catalog. Really excited, and it's going to be excited to see that stuff arrive. I hope that Lionel does not ship it all at the same time like they did last year, because that I'm still recovering from that. I mean, they killed me with that. So hopefully they will space it out a little bit and make things a little easier on us. But yeah, really excited. I will do a separate video, a quick video when I have my order ready, where I'll talk about everything that I'm actually ordering. So stay tuned for that. And again, we're doing the Matt and Matt, the miniature models podcast next week with Lionel. So keep an eye out for that. When it goes live, probably the week after, I'll post to it so you guys can listen to it. Great podcast crew. We always have fun and get to ask all sorts of questions to the guys at Lionel. And not only do you get to learn stuff about the catalog from the guys at Lionel, not only do you get to learn a lot of history from the guys talking at Lionel, talking about why they do certain stuff, you also get to realize that the folks at Lionel are really great guys, really great people. Most of the people there are trained people, and they really enjoy what they do. And they're usually just as excited about the catalog as we are. So it's always fun to talk to those folks. And so keep an eye out for that podcast. But I think that'll do it for now. So thanks everybody for watching. Good luck for your wallets. What am I going to say? May your wallets have mercy on our wallets. I'll say that. May God have mercy on our wallets this year for the 2024 catalog. But lots of cool stuff, and I'll be talking more about it soon. So thanks a lot, everybody, and have a great night and have a great week. Stay safe, and I'll see you later.